Fresh family, welcome back. If you're watching this, it means you've already seen part 1 of our 3-part special. If you've not seen part 1, then click the card above my head and watch it. Then come back and watch this episode. Now, episode 2 tells you why I started my company, what drove me to leave the position of a professor and start creating dolls. Now, I'm going to warn you in advance, grab some tissues. It's a tearjerker. Well, for me, it was more like an aha journey. And it started when I got my PhD. I was the first African-American female to ever get a PhD from the Ohio State University in marketing and logistics. I then went on and became the first African-American female to receive tenure at Penn State University in Pennsylvania. And then I went on to become the highest ranking professor in my field, bar gender or ethnicity. I was ranked as one of the most prolific professors in my field. And then based upon my research, I was then given not 1, but 2 multi-million-dollar endowed chairs. So now I had an entire group of doctoral students. I was teaching business executives. I was teaching undergraduates. I was traveling the world. I was having a ball. And I felt there was something missing, that there was something still for me to do. But I didn't know what it was. But what I did know is how to do research. So I started with that research question. What is success? When does one feel truly successful? So I went out to ask that question to other successful people. So I interviewed the CEO of Walmart. I interviewed 5-star military generals. I interviewed executives at Sears. I interviewed executives at Home Depot. And what I ultimately discovered is that success is not based upon money. Success is not based upon title. Success is based upon how significant you are. Are you helping to make someone else's life better? Are you making a difference in the world? That is success. So then I wrote up my research study in a book, and the book was called Leading Beyond Excellence. So I was out promoting the book and doing keynote speeches when Walmart called me, and they said, "We've read your book and we would like to have it in our stores." What? Walmart wants my book in their stores? It took me less than a nanosecond to say, yes, I'll do it. That book did quite well at Walmart. So then I started a publishing company based upon that opportunity. And then they came back and said, "We think you might do good with children's books. You write inspirational stories. Would you write a line of books for us?" Children's books? No. I'm a college professor. I write books for adults, not for children. So I went home that weekend and I thought about it and I said, you don't have to write the books yourself. You can hire authors and illustrators to write the books. So that's what I did. And I started a children's publishing company and we wrote a line of books. The only thing I wanted to make sure is that the books were uplifting, and I wanted to make sure that all children were represented because I wanted it to represent the world. The books turned into a collection and the collections did very well. So then they came back to me and they said, "Would you do a line of dolls in the image and likeness of the characters in your books?" And I said, no. That was it. I said, no, I cannot do dolls. I do not know what dolls are made of. I don't know where you go to get them made. I knew less than nothing about doll manufacturing. Because as a child, I was a reader. I read a lot. It was my sister who played with dolls. So I didn't even have any experience from, being a child that played with dolls. So I said no. And I feel very comfortable with my decision. Except about 2 weeks later, I was sitting on my sofa and I saw an episode of CNN with Anderson Cooper and Soledad O'Brien. And they were updating the doll study. Now, there was an original doll study in the 50s and 60s where they asked African-American children which doll would they rather play with. And which doll was prettier, the Caucasian doll or the African American doll? Now, this is the 50s and 60s, so it's not surprising that the children said they all wanted to play with the Caucasian doll. And they thought the Caucasian doll was the prettiest. But then Anderson Cooper and Soledad O'Brien again did the updated study. And so I'm sitting there and watching and I'm thinking, I know this is different. I know the results are different. We have a beautiful first lady. We have beautiful children in the White House. We have a president. We have celebrities that are, on the cover of magazines. We have African Americans that are hosting their own television shows. I'm like, surely this has changed. Well, when they asked these beautiful children which doll was smartest and which doll did they most want to be like and which doll did they want to play with, the results hadn't changed. And my aha moment is when I saw one beautiful little girl. They asked her which doll she wanted to play with and which doll did she find the prettiest. And she picked the white doll. And they said, why didn't you pick the African American doll? And she said, because the African American doll's skin is nasty like mine. And then she literally touched her own hand. And something in me broke that day. I just felt that I had to do something, that I couldn't let this happen. And so that was my aha moment. It was more like a heartbreak. And to this day, it still drives me. Starting a company is one of the hardest things I've ever done. But that little girl is what drives me. She is the reason I get up in the morning. She is the reason why I create all these custom blended skin tones, all these different hairstyles, all these different fashions, because I want her to see how beautiful she is when she's playing with a doll that looks like her. So, that is my aha moment.
Hey Fresh Family, before you go, we just entered the FedEx Small Business Grant Contest where we can win up to $50,000, but we need your help. The link to vote is in the description below. Let's show FedEx how great the Fresh Family love is.
Don't forget to ask a parent or guardian before voting online. Be sure to submit your votes before April 1st, 2019. Bring on the Fresh Force!
Hey Fresh Family! Thank you for watching this video. Go ahead and comment below about what you liked most. Share that Fresh Family love. You know I love hearing from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe. There are new things coming out all the time. So subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified on all new videos. Thank you so much for watching. I send you love. To the next video. Bye, Fresh Family.